All right. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Happy Thursday. Great to see everybody today. And I was actually, the reason I was late, we're going to blame Coach because he's not here. So we were actually on another Zoom and we did not end in time. So actually he kicked me out of that one. And so I'm here and he's still over there. So we just have Andrea today and we are going to talk about tenacity. So we've actually talked about this word before, but this was recently requested by Greg Bibb. And so we're going to go ahead and do it again. And I personally didn't see any birthdays out there, but that doesn't mean that there aren't any birthdays. Like there's an awful lot of you. And whenever we have no birthday days, I'm like, is this really possible? Or am I just not friends with you on Facebook or what? So if it's your birthday, please let me know. Put in the chat. Somebody, if you don't want to say it yourself, text your friend and have them put it in the chat. I don't know, but we want to sing you happy birthday and say happy birthday. But the word that we're talking about is tenacity. So what is tenacity? It's the quality or fact of being able to grip something firmly, of being very determined, of having, continuing, of being persistent. And if somebody calls you tenacious, you're probably the type of person who never gives up, who never stops trying, like somebody who does whatever is required to accomplish a goal. And I'm going to say that you may have heard another word too, right? If you've ever been called stubborn, like I picture like a 3-year-old, right? They are so beautifully tenacious where they're just going to do and do and do. I'm picturing my sweet, sweet son who has always been a climber. Like this child, well, he is why. See the color of my hair? I blame him because everything was made to climb and to perhaps jump off of. And he was just tenacious. We'd go to the park and he would climb up, I'd grab him, pull him back down. And it would be this constant thing because he was stubborn. So I'm going to say that being stubborn is actually a good thing because it means that we have the ability to hang on when letting go appears the most attractive. Ever have that moment where you're like, I really want this thing. I really, think we could create something I really, really want. But wouldn't it be easier sometimes just to say, that was just too hard. That wasn't for me, whatever. And we can choose to walk away. But what I love about tenacity is that this is a skill that we can develop. And it's all about maintaining our focus, our determination, our resilience, even in face of adversity. So you have a hard moment. Well, you don't. I just think about traffic on the way to the gym. We don't really have to worry about that, in my opinion, too much out here in the South. But you'd get in the car, you try to go, and like there's a little bit of traffic, and there's a little bit of this, and anybody else like cannot walk into a room late. Like it's like the most terrifying thing. And maybe you're going to a group fitness class, and you're like, well, I hit traffic, and I'm going to be 3 minutes late. Forget it. I'm just going to go grab a cup of coffee, maybe even a donut, right, on my way home. And I'm going to just release that. But being tenacious says, okay, we're going to overcome, we're going to deal with the traffic, we're going to deal with having the bad spot. Like we might actually have to exercise in front of the room instead of that back corner that we love. Like I'm going to have to endure in this moment because I made that commitment and I'm stubborn enough that I'm going to keep going. So having tenacity isn't just about, enduring challenges, because we all have challenges that we have to overcome. It's being a driver behind and over that challenge, allowing us to persist and adapt and thrive even when we have those moments of adversity. So, what I looked into was okay, this all sounds great, right? I want to be more tenacious. I know what it's like to have challenges, but how can I be a little bit more stubborn? How can I have this strength in my backbone to keep going even when I really don't want to, right? So first of all, I've got to set clear goals. So if I'm looking in, my future and I know I want something different, but I'm not quite sure what it is, right? I'm just like, maybe whatever. Well, then it's really hard for me to set that goal. So I have to have a clearly defined objective. I'll tell you a current one that's driving me crazy. But you see this little ring on my finger? This is an aura ring, and it does all these different, I don't know, parameters for you. And when I first got this ring, it said that my like cardiovascular health was 4 years older than what I currently am. And let me tell you, that made me mad. It made me very mad. I don't understand the math. I don't understand what it's saying, but it made me mad. So I've had this goal of getting this number down. Now I'm only 1.5 years older than my age. And that has taken me like 2 years to subtract that time, right? It's driving me crazy, but I have this clear goal. And I know that that means I've got to do more cardio. I actually have to sleep more because that's something that it yells at me for. Like there's specific things that I have to do. So this is a goal that I have. I've got the number up and I want it younger than me, dang it. And so that is my goal that I'm striving for. And I'll tell you, even when I don't want to go out and exercise or do the different things, or I don't want to go to bed on time because I want to watch a movie, well, I have this goal in my mind. So it's allowing me to be more tenacious in that space. Next, number two is I've got to focus on the process. And if I'm constantly only looking at the outcome, I could go a little bit crazy, right? Because I can't necessarily change the outcome. I can't change what it's telling me today. All I can change is what I choose to do. All I can change is those little daily actions and efforts that are required in order for me to reach my goal instead of just fixating on that end result. Because if I went into the app every single day and looked at my age, I would get very grumpy. But instead, I'm going to look at my exercise for the week and my bedtime for the week and all the little things that it's telling me to focus on. And I'm going to focus there on that process. And I know that over time, the end result will change. I just have to focus on the process. Number three is I've got to learn from the setbacks. So when I'm faced with an obstacle, I've got to analyze what went wrong. I can't become that ostrich. Who likes to be an ostrich and wants to just hide sometimes? That can be me, where something didn't go the way I wanted, or, had a disturbance in some way. And sometimes we can want to hide from it. But if we want to truly have tenacity, we've got to learn. We've got to analyze and we've got to pull out the lesson that's inside whatever happened so that I can then adjust my approach in the future. I can course correct next. Number four is I've got to build that support system. Oh my goodness, the power of beautiful people who love us and support us and who are trying to do hard things too is immeasurable. Like having a group of like-minded people, having a mentor, having colleagues that can encourage us in challenging times can help us be so much more tenacious. And I go back to that gym example that if you were meeting a buddy at the gym that has big goals, how more likely are you to walk into the gym that day? Like it's a game changer. When I was out in California, my girlfriend Leah and I, we used to work out together every single day at 5. And it was too early to bail on somebody, right? Because you can't really text somebody at 4:30 to say, never mind, I'm not going to see you at 5. Like you just got to get up at 4:30 and get to the gym. So there's power in that support system. I need to find somebody out here that will go to the gym with me at an ungodly hour because you know what? I didn't miss a day. I didn't miss a day because I knew that if I didn't walk in, she was going to be in there by herself. And she knew if I didn't or she didn't walk in, I'd be in there by myself, and neither of us wanted that. That support system is so incredibly powerful. Number five is to celebrate small wins. Who likes to beat themselves up at all the failures in the day? Right? I said I would make 5 calls, I only made 4. I said I would go, I would do my 3 miles in X amount of time, but it took me 3 minutes longer, whatever it may be. And we beat ourselves up all day long. Well, when we do that, we just want to quit. Like we have to be our own support system sometimes as well. So we've got to celebrate those small wins, whatever they may be. I made 4 out of 5. Good job. You're moving in the right direction. Whatever that thing might be, but go ahead and celebrate every single day. Like when you climb into bed at night, go think about what worked in that day because that's going to help reinforce your commitment to keep going. And then lastly, do a little bit of self-reflection. So regularly reflect on your journey and go assess the places where you're strong and assess where you could use a little bit of improvement, and then adjust your mindset accordingly. So when we do that and we say, okay, I'm rocking over here, but I'm not quite as strong in this space, so I can course correct, I can get an action plan to improve over here, and then know that I can grow in all the different areas. So thank you guys for tuning in with me this morning. I know Coach is sad that he got stuck on that Zoom and wasn't able to be here, but hopefully we'll see him over on the IPA. And then just as a quick reminder, at 10 a.m. today, myself, I've got Ashley Paulson is going to be training on Echo Hub, and we're going to be helping you with your social media. So hopefully we'll see you guys in about 45 minutes there as well. So love you guys. Have a beautiful Thursday. And thanks for being here with us this morning.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.